Today we are here with Samir, who is the founder and CEO of Social Champ, and joining us will be Udit Goenka, who is the CEO and founder of PitchGround. And on today's webinar, we'll be discussing quite interesting topic, and it's something that not a lot of people talk about, maybe because it's quite unusual or it's such a big growth hack that nobody actually wants to talk about it, but it's going to be quite interesting. So today we are talking about how to leverage Facebook Live and Facebook ads combined to drive more leads, sales, and brand awareness. So Samir, how are you doing today? Are you ready? Are you excited about today's webinar?
Yeah, I'm excited. And today Udit is here. He joined the Zoom call.
Yeah, Udit is here as well, and I'm just making him a host so he can show his pretty face.
Got it.
Udit, you're a host. You can now start sharing. And amazing, hey.
What's up?
Nice to see you.
See you guys.
All right. So, Samir, this is your fourth webinar. How is it going so far?
Pretty awesome. Like every day, I'm just imagining what will happen if I stop doing webinars. Like the day would be incomplete now. You made it a habit.
Like Samir is everywhere. Suddenly, like I see him doing webinars everywhere, and I'm like, oh my god, he's a webinar champ as well.
Yeah. I mean. And Udit, this is like the first webinar after the moment I joined PitchGround. I remember that we went live in our Facebook group, and then we didn't go live at all, like together. So this is quite new for me as well. It's gonna be fun.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. All right, everybody who are joining on Facebook. Today we are discussing how to use Facebook ads combined with Facebook Live video to drive more sales, leads, and brand awareness. And and Udit Goenka joined us, who is a master in this topic and who will be taking over the second half of this webinar. Guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask us in the comments on Facebook or here in Zoom. So I think now, without further ado, Samir, if you could start your presentation, and we'll jump right into the topic and discuss how we can actually help with this topic to other people as well.
Awesome. So today's topic is Facebook Live skyrocket your video views and conversions. So basically videos powered up with Facebook ads, doing steroids and destroying internet. That's the topic. So first, what we're trying to do is, let's just talk where you could do live videos, not just Facebook. So you can do videos on Facebook, live videos. You can do live videos on Twitter. Previously, Periscope, you could do it, but now you can do it on Twitter. LinkedIn live videos is a new thing, which is really getting a lot of talk in the social media world, but it's only open to some private influencers or private users on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn live video is doing something really good stuff. Twitch and YouTube, you can go live. So those are the live platforms that are kind of famous in the social media marketing world, where you can go live. So what do you do when you go live? So we have discussed about strategy that whenever you go live on a video, you try to engage with the audience. You welcome people by their name. You ask them which country you are from. Can you hear us? Am I audible? What do you think about, Twitter versus LinkedIn? Where should you invest time? You ask questions to engage people, to create more empathy with the actual people who are watching you. So that's the first step you do by creating videos. So once you do create videos, there's a second ad strategy on Facebook, which is creating a lookalike audience from your custom audience. So what does this mean? This means that if you have a business, of whatever business you have, and you have customers, let's say you have around 100 customers, and you acquired those 100 customers by, pitching to one-on-one, outreaching people, talking to bloggers, did every hard thing you could.
Yes.
And you had like 50 or 100 customers. Now, when you have 100 customers, there would be certain data points that are kind of similar. For example, the guy actually, they all run a small business, they are social media marketing managers, or they live in the US, or they have 2 cars, or they eat pizza, right? Or they have a cat, they have a dog, right? And these data points you could know to a certain level, right? But Facebook knows more than 200 to 300 data points. Your wife knows 15 or 20 data points of you, right? But Facebook knows 200, 300 data points, like when this guy wakes up, what he loves to eat, what movies he watches. So like Facebook is more dangerous than your wife. Okay. So what you're trying to do over here is that telling Facebook that, you know what, these are my 100 customers. Take these customers, right, and check them out on your Facebook platform, right, and find more similar customers based on their persona and show my ad to those people. Okay, so you're just trying to find more 100, 200, 500,000 more people of similar personas by Facebook and showing your ads to them, right? How do you do this on Facebook? First, you need to create custom audience. Custom audience is your 100 customers. They'll be uploaded to Facebook. How you do it? You go to business.facebook.com, click on the top left corner ads manager, the hamburger menu, go down, click on all tools. Third, click on audience in the assets. Okay, so what are you doing? We're trying to create audience first. Next, this screen will pop up. Click on create audience, and then you have to create custom audience. These are the people who you're trying to create, okay? So when you click on custom audience, this pop-up will show up. It's like telling you what source is your custom audience. What's the source? Would you like to have website traffic, like people who come to your website and you want to show them ads? Are they all people who are downloading your apps, or people who are watching the video, or customer list? So we're going to choose customer list, like our 100 email our customers. We click on customer list. Now it's going to tell that would you like to include a file, right? CSV file. We click on the first option, and here Facebook is telling you, upload a CSV file with email of users, first name or second name. Here, email really matters a lot, or mobile number if you have contact information of that customer, right? So if you put your email address of those customers, upload it to Facebook and name your audience. Let's say saying 100 customers who love cat food. Okay, so you do this and upload this up, and now you have custom audience created. Now you do is you create a lookalike audience, which is like create looking alike audience of those 100 customers. How you do it? Again, you do create audience, click on lookalike audience. Okay, this is the second step. You create a lookalike audience, then you go to, so now this pops up. It's asking you for source, what's the source of customers that you want to actually, create duplicate or create a persona. So now you create new source and you click on other sources. And now you could see over here, custom audience, it could be, the name could be cat, 100 cat customers. When you click on that 100 cat customers, you can fill that up, and now what you have to do is just select which country they are from. You can select countries like US, Canada, Australia, and select the audience person. Like this is the percentage size, like how much variant could the persona be. Okay, like you have 100 customers and you want 1% lookalike audience, like at least difference could be a 1%, but not more than 1%. Right? You can also increase if the data is very less, you can actually increase the percentage, but it will be not very specific. Like people who have dogs also might see your ad. Okay, so you just try to keep it between 1% and 2%. I just choose 1%, and then you create audience. So once that is done, this is your new audience. Similar to your customers. So now what you have to do is just blast your ad to these audience, whatever you're selling, and there's a very high chance that these people will purchase your product or see your video and engage with the audience. So this is one of the greatest that we people who run ads should focus on. And now I would like to hand over this mic to Udit.
Thanks a lot, Samir. This was pretty amazing. And for those of you who are joining, I see that pretty much of you are joining right now. We are discussing how to combine Facebook Live and Facebook ads to drive more sales, leads, and brand awareness. Now, we are using the strategy at PitchGround. So, for example, when I visited SEO Tester Online team in Sicily, we went live. And then Udit, the Facebook ad magician, started doing his sorcery, and he started driving so many views and so many conversions using this exact strategy. So we went live, and then we used ads to drive traffic to this live video. And you can imagine that it looks pretty awesome if you see a live video, which is like 54 minutes long, and it has more than 50,000 views. It's a quite good social proof as well. So Udit, word to you. Why do you think this strategy works?
I think one of the biggest reasons why this strategy really works is because of the fact that um, Facebook Live is very similar to podcast, right? You're listening to people, and when you're listening to people, you really want to learn from them. And when you are dedicating so much time into learning something, you're creating one of the strongest touch points with your users, with your customers, or with whoever is basically watching your video. You're creating a very, very, very strong touch point. And when that happens, if the company or if the person recommends something, you're more likely to be emphasizing and checking out that particular product or anything that they recommend. So this is the reason why Facebook Live or podcast or anything or videos, they work out so very well. But when you do it live, you can ask and you can solve those questions that people would be asking, so that the flow of the conversation looks very natural. That is the biggest problem with podcasts that is missing out. But with live, that can be solved out. And when you run ads on those exact Facebook Live, there's a very high chance that people will actually watch those entire video, even through ads, as compared to if you are just going to extract that and just post it somewhere. The likelihood of people watching the entire video is quite less, because again, the whole purpose of Facebook Live is to have a conversation and not just to like just bombard them with information. That is the crucial aspect, and that touch point is one of the best touch points that you can create with your customers, with your audience, with your leads, anyone, and the company. So this is the importance of Facebook Live. And then once you collect all those data, you can use that data and you can find out similar customers, which Samir was talking about in lookalike audience. And this is why we keep suggesting people to go Facebook Live. Even if you don't have people, it's okay. If you have just one person watching it, okay, but keep doing it consistently, because you will see that one of the topics that you're talking about will eventually spread. You just need to analyze those data that is being spread, and you will exactly come to know this is what your audience is liking. Once you find that out, you need to scale up from there. And once you start doing that, there is a very high possibility that people will tag, people will share. And when people do that, it shows up in other people's feed as well, that this person has just left a comment and it is suggested by Facebook. And Facebook wants you to go live because they want you to stop using YouTube. They want you to stop using Twitch. They want you to stop using all those platforms. They want you to really focus upon Facebook. And that is the reason why the more live you go, the more Facebook will push your data. That's what Facebook is doing right now. So this is the importance of really going live, turning that audience into a custom audience, and then utilizing that custom audience to show your ads, and then also creating your lookalike audience. This is extremely important whenever you're doing it. So I would say do it, don't stop, and do it consistently. Sometimes you might get disheartened that you're just getting 2, 3 people, 4 people. That's okay. Just keep doing it consistently and keep providing value to your audience and to your users, and eventually you will start seeing the conversions.
Yeah, I can totally agree, but I would like to start like from the very beginning. So who do you think that this strategy is for? Is it for agencies? Is it for Facebook group owners? Who do you think that is the perfect user to leverage this strategy?
I think anyone today who's looking to set up an online business, The very first thing that they do is they create their website, they create their Twitter account, they create their Facebook page, LinkedIn account, LinkedIn company page, and possibly Pinterest if you are into B2C segment, and your Instagram account, right? So those are the four or five different profiles that you create. So as soon as you create that, the very first thing you need to do is you need to just hit that invite button on your page and just invite all your friends. Always start anything with your friends and family. Just invite them. That's okay. Inviting them also creates a single touch point, and it's all about creating different touch points at different levels. So as long as you get an opportunity to create this touch point, do it. So just start with that, and you will see that in no time you have like at least 100, like immediately like 100 likes or 200 likes, which is good enough actually to go live, because when you go live, those 100 people would potentially see your video to begin
Yes.
with. That's all you need. You need some initial data points. That's all.
Makes total sense. Samir, you have quite experience with live videos and webinars recently. Do you see like any specific and measurable results when it comes to going live on social media?
Yeah, I think for me, the most important thing of a live video is like how many people watched it till the very end. You know, it's sometimes it's okay to be very overwhelmed, like 50,000, like 60,000 people watched the entire video. But you know, when you're like, Facebook feed is like a highway. You know, you're trying scrolling and scroll, you keep scrolling. Sometimes the video pops up, it auto plays, you get +1 for the video, and you're like super happy. But then people just scroll down, right?
Yes.
So it's you know, the numbers increase because that's Facebook is trying to gamify stuff. So you get happy that, you know what, 10,000 people watched it, but actually like only 100 people watched it till the very end, right? So for me, it's very important that first, when I'm live, it needs to be engaging, right? But the second metric, that if I'm trying to boost it on ads, it should be the metric that I see is how many people watched it till 30 seconds. How many people watched it till 5 minutes, over 10 minutes, 20 minutes. If there's a 1 hour, how many finished it till the very end? And you can get that data from Facebook ads. Facebook ads, if you run ad, it shows you how many people watched it and where actually they dropped off, and what part they dropped off. So you can actually keep on optimizing your live videos, like, you know what, they dropped after 10 minutes. Samir, you're talking bullshit, stop talking that, optimize your stuff. So that's the thing you need to work on. And I think that's the best way to optimize your ads. But you really need to be, you need to dig deeper to see those ads. It's not
Yes.
that you get happy, like 50,000 views, I made a breaking record, but the numbers are very different.
Samir, you mentioned that people watch 5 seconds, somebody watches the whole video. Do you use these data for creating different custom audiences in Facebook to see like which one is performing the best, and which time in the video you should be actually your KPI to bring the most the most views there?
Yeah, we really see, for example, if our pitch where we sell something is at 19th minute, and people drop off at 15th minute, nobody's going to buy the stuff at 19th minute, right? So we try to optimize that. And then what we also see is that if sometimes the data points can be very vague sometimes, because you need to see where you're running the ads. So if I'm running the ads in United States, the data points of that country would be very different to people watching, maybe somewhere in China or Russia, right? So you have to be very focused also, like where the people are watching your video. And because an American is not equal to a Russian, okay? Their data points are very different. They eat, sleep differently, right? Their motivation is different, similar to Pakistan and India, right? So we have to really be focused which country the person who's consuming the video, he's from which country, and what is his persona. And people say just keep matching United States with Pakistan, India, it's going to work. But some ads really do differently here in that country.
Yeah, like Gary Vee says that whenever he delivers a speech in country, he do some reading on the country, like what are the country specifics and so on, and he changed the context of his speech so it more resonates with the audience. Now, to you, Udit, you are actually quite good when it comes to making people watch the whole video, the whole thing, the whole live session. So what do you think are the most crucial aspects when it comes to this exact topic?
Just share. That's all. That's
Just,
it. Like you just gotta share. Don't try to hide. I feel like education should be shared as much as possible, and I think that has been the core value of PitchGround, and that has made PitchGround what it is today. Is the fact that whatever we learn, whatever we try to do, we share that as much as possible, and we share that with everyone. And that has been the real differentiator for us. And that's something that I'm going to be sharing today as well. And these are going to be live stats, everything. So whenever you give me a goal, let me know, and I can share further. I can share these data points with the audience and show them the power of going Facebook Live and using Facebook ads and really driving the right conversions. This is game changer for any business. But again, nothing is going to happen magically unless and until you take action. It requires a lot of efforts. Like you have to plan out your webinars, you have to plan out how to do things, and then you have to be consistent. Some people don't even see results for one whole year. You'll start seeing results after a year. But don't give up. You just need to keep doing things consistently, and you will see that as long as you're providing value, people will be there, people will listen to you, and they will listen to your advice and they will implement it. And if they start seeing the results that you are showing, they will follow you aggressively at that point of stage, and then they will start talking about you. So that is very important. Just share. Don't keep it to yourself. The more you share, remember, we're talking about reaching out to 2 billion audience, right? So if you share, it's not like all of a sudden your sales is going to go down. That's not going to happen. Just share. That's okay.
Yeah, that's a really good point you said, because a lot of business founders are just scared to share their know-how. They are scared to go way too deep. But I mean, these are the real golden nuggets, and it really doesn't change anything in your business if you share it. So guys, don't be scared to share what you know, because people want to know what you know. You're the expert, and don't be afraid to share it. All right, Udit, I think you can start sharing your screen and show us some real data of how it all looks in the background.
Yeah, just a moment.
All right, before you set it up for everybody who is watching, we're discussing how to use Facebook Live video combined with Facebook ads to drive more sales, leads, and brand awareness. And we are here today with Samir Ahmed Khan, who is a founder and CEO of Social Champ, and we are joined by Udit Goenka, who is a founder and CEO of PitchGround. And my name is Jakub, I'm CMO of PitchGround. I'm not the CEO. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Udit is preparing. He actually prepared everything now, so we can go and jump right into it.
Okay, so I'm going to dive in right away and quickly show you guys, like, first of all, how to create those audiences and stuff. I know Samir went into it, but he was talking more about lookalike audience, which is the second part. It's always the custom audience where the game begins with. So as soon as you come over here, click on custom audience inside your Facebook manager. As soon as you come over here, click on videos. So as soon as you click on videos, you will see a screen like this. So I've got a lot of things, so I'll be very specific in terms of like sorting and sync. So that's why I created 2 different tabs. As soon as you come over here, you will see this. When we went live with the SEO Tester Online guys directly from Sicily, you will see that there is a total of 63,000 views. That is an amazing data point for us. Amazing, right? We can reach out to these people for anything regards to SEO. Because if they have watched this video, we have this data point for the next 6 months to ourselves to reach out to these audience, create a lookalike audience in any country, no matter what, reach out to them and show them our ads or basically send them our message. It can be something as simple as a lead magnet, right? Download this amazing SEO checklist that we have created for you that works in 2019. I'm going to create this checklist, and then I'm going to launch an ad, and I'm going to use a lead form ad, or I'm going to use a messenger ad. As soon as I do that, you will see that the audience will convert right away. Number one reason they have already seen you. Second, they have seen you live. Third, the ad is from the exact same brand, right? So those three reasons are good enough for people. And fourth, it's free, right? So in exchange for my data. So when these four factors comes into picture, there is a very, very likelihood that people are going to share their email or some other data with you, and especially if it is about SEO. Now, once I get that, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to automate and I'm going to scale it up very rapidly. And I'm going to start getting a ton of leads. Probably we're talking about, let's say, like 1,000 leads. And then I'm going to start optimizing depending upon the cost that I'm getting, depending upon the country. I'm going to start optimizing it. I'm going to set up my autoresponder. I'm going to send all those leads to my autoresponder. And I'm going to start doing a lead nurturing campaign with my autoresponder. This is crucial. So whenever you're doing this, just select this, hit confirm. When you hit confirm, it will ask you for how many days do you want to store it. So let's say if you want to only target those people who have seen this video in the last 30 days, then just enter 30. And if you want it up to like last 365 days, then you can do that. So it completely depends upon you. Now, what you can do is you can create 4 to 5 different custom audiences. First can be 365 days. You have launched that Facebook Live, but you did not contact them for 365 days. You have to start a separate ad for them. You cannot start the same ad because they don't even remember you. Most of the time, we don't even remember what we ate in the morning. So forget about someone remembering you what happened a year ago. At least that happened with me. I'm not sure about anyone else, but I don't remember what I ate in the morning. So now create another one for 180 days, create another one for the last 30 days, and then create another one for the last 7 days. This is crucial. When you create 4 different set of data points, set up 4 different type of ads so that the first ad can be a re-engagement ad, second can be a little more specific, or third can be more targeted, and fourth can be straight up buy this, right? Because the fourth one is very fresh into the mind. So immediately when they see your brand again, there is a higher chance of people taking an action a lot faster than anything else. Do that, and always make sure to give your naming convention for your audience properly. This is very important. So I will name this, for example, SEO tester online.
Udit, you mentioned that like 4 different audience, different sets. How many touch points do you think are required before we ask for a sale?
In sales, we always say there is a minimum of 7 touch points required.
Yes.
Which is always going to be the case. So you just have to create those touch points again. If you've lost a lead like a year ago, then it's back to 0. So you have to play from 0 basically. So you have to like reset, and you got to like set up your campaigns accordingly, which is fresh. Re-engage with them. Re-engaging can mean that write a very good blog post that talks about facts that can blow away people's mind. Talk about facts, straight up facts, right? We analyzed 1 million websites, and here is the data that we found out that can help you with the audience. Now I'm going to write that. I'm going to spend my next 2 weeks coming up with an article, and I'm going to re-engage that with the audience. I'm not going to throw up a lead magnet. They're not going to convert, by the way. They're not going to convert. You have to be very strategic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that blog post, and then I'm going to target those audiences, and I'm going to get them back to my website first. Now, once I get them back to my website, then I'm going to create a custom audience for people who visited that blog in the last 7 days. Now, immediately you can skip the middle 2 touch points which I shared about, and you can jump them into your 7-day custom funnel. That's very important for you to do. When you do this strategically and create your ad funnel, this is known as ad funneling. When you create this ad funneling, the likelihood of you converting someone into a lead is very high. Once you get the detail, it purely comes down to your closing skills. So at that point of stage, you have to become a salesperson. But again, don't try to push people. Again, provide them with as much value as possible. If people know you're knowledgeable, people will be attracted towards you. That's human psychology, and that's human tendency. The reason why some of us listens to Gary Vee is because we feel attracted towards him, because he shares knowledge, he shares stuff, right? The same is the case with a lot of other top people out there, like Tony Robbins or say or anyone you talk about, right? The reason why we feel attracted towards them is because they share, right? That is important for us. So share your data, share as much as possible. That will help you. This is something known as ad funneling, which is you have to do. Once you have done that, create, and once you have hit create audience button, just give it about like few hours or up to a day, because it can take up to 24 hours for Facebook to build and rebuild that custom audience for you. Once that is done, you have to go ahead and launch your ad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the next screen and I'm going to show you the actual real results. This is not fake. This is an actual result. As you can see over here, we created an ad and we did close to around 85 sales. You can see the number of people who added into the cart, close, and everything. We made 85 sales. We spent about close to around like $2,500 on this particular campaign. We created several of the campaigns, by the way, but this specific campaign generated close to around $10,000 for us. So we invested close to around $2,500 and we made around $10,000, approximately $9,500 or somewhere around that in sales at an ROAS of 3.49, which is incredible, which is absolute brilliant. Anything that you get about 3x in ROS is usually pretty good. Again, it depends on your business, it depends on a lot of factors, but usually anything that is about 3x, it's always which is always positive. And then on top of that, I was again further targeting and again segmented the audiences. As you can see, the results show by themselves. I created that touch point, and once we created that touch point in Sicily, we started targeting people, and you can see the results by yourself. The number of impressions, reach, sales, everything is right in front of you guys. This is something that we're not hiding. This is our account. You can see over here. This is our real account over here. So everything is literally what we were doing. And we're sharing the exact same strategy that we applied. It worked for us. And we want you to do the same because it works. If you're doing Facebook Live, people see you. And when they see you, when they see your face, the amount of trust increases, right? We don't have to look Brad Pitt, right? We just have to be ourselves, and we have to show ourselves and be out there and just share knowledge. That's all you have to do. If you're providing value, people will watch. It's as simple as that. As long as you can keep providing value, people will keep watching you and people will keep trusting you. And when you show them with real backed up data, that is like adding a cherry and cream and a lot of fruits, everything on top of the cake. And people love to buy that, right? People love to buy fruit tart versus just buying a bare cake, which at least I don't like. I don't know about other people. So this is really important, right? And the moment you add those fruits on top of the cake, you can add and 4x the value and people will still pay for it, versus a bare cake where people will be like, I don't know whether I should buy or not. Then there is other one where people are ready to give you the money. This is important. Be very strategic and implement this particular strategy. It's going to work for you. We are very sure. And then just keep optimizing your results. Keep working on multiple campaigns. Keep working on different sorts of campaigns, and you will start seeing results. It will take some time for optimization. Don't give up. Trust me, don't give up. It took us some time before we started seeing the results. And as you can see, we ended up doing an amazing ROS, which is something that we are very happy about. And then we scaled up very rapidly from that point of stage. This is something that we do and we keep doing. If you have seen our Facebook Live, by the way, for Social Champ, I'm pretty sure you must be seeing our ads already to click on that send us a message button so that you can subscribe and get notified on 17th when Social Champ goes live. Exact same strategy we have implemented once again, and it's working amazingly, amazingly, amazingly brilliant for us. So exact same strategies again. So anyone who has seen this video, by the way, the ads are going to show up for you for Social Champ very shortly. So just like a heads up, by the way. So that's pretty much about it.
What is that, Samir?
That is awesome.
Yeah, Udit is sharing a lot of interesting stuff. Anyway, Udit, do you think that we should promote every video we go live?
It depends on what you really want to do. It really depends on that, and it really depends how you really want to structure your stuff. So it completely depends upon why you're first of all doing Facebook Live. What is your end goal? So there are so many different factors that evaluates to your decision, right? So for example, I might just go and share, right? I don't really care. I just want to provide value. Second reason could be, okay, I've provided value. Now let's see if I can get their email address so that I can build some relationship with them. Not trying to necessarily sell to them, but at the same time build some connections and see if we have same synergies. If we have, then there is a possibility that they might not be the correct audience for you who would buy, but at least when you build a relationship with them, they would likely recommend you to someone else at the very least, right? That is important. This is very crucial. Treat every single person as a human being, as an individual. And
Yes.
when you do, only then you will be able to scale up. So you really have to strategize things. You can't just randomly like go live on your Facebook or on your mobile and say, hey guys, what's up, this is this, and then show them ads. People will be like this is creepy, you know. So you have to be very strategic. You have to plan out. Don't be creepy, and then provide value. The more value that you provide, the more successful you will be as an individual, as a company. Again, share. Please share. If you know something, share. That is the only way companies who have become big today are big. If you do not share, the competition is so cutthroat that it will be very difficult for you to survive. So share as much as possible if you really want to grow your business.
Yeah, sometimes when I talk to founders or influencers, they say that they don't have like enough ideas what they should talk about in the live videos or in their content. So what is your like 2 cents, guys? Samir, start. How to create a good content? How to come up with good content to go live?
Oh, well, you have to be really honest, like, what are you good at, right? You can't fake it. So a lot of, we can see live videos, they are with, sports car, they're sitting with a sports car, trying to act like influencers, like they're big guys, and they'll have a title, make $100,000 in like 6 courses or 2 courses. um, but it really depends on what's your power is. If you're good in coding, if you're like good with technical skills, just teach them how to code on live video. Like ask queries, counsel them. If you're good with counseling people on career, like what career they have to choose in college, just go live and start counseling people. You just need to know what you're good at. It's not like a shop where you are just worried what to sell. You need to have something to sell people, right? So you need to be very honest with yourself. You will always find some fake influencers or some people who would just be live, but eventually they'll fade off because they can't be consistent. Anybody who is consistent he knows something, is trying to do something good. But there are people who come up, they just talk something and they disappear. Those, just don't worry about them. Just don't backlash them. These are fake people. They will eventually disappear. You have to be focused on what you're good at. So if you're good at marketing, teach them marketing, how you do stuff. Like Udit said, share the numbers. Like he just opened his AdWords, Facebook ads desktop. Just share your stuff, like this is what I'm doing, this is something that I did which did not work. You can also if you're not successful, just don't talk about just talk about your mistakes you did. That's also a good thing to share. Like, I run an ad, this was a mistake, I burned hundreds, thousands of dollars. Do not do this. Okay. Just save your money. Okay, try something else. I did 5 great mistakes in running Facebook ads. These are the 5 greatest mistakes I did, and this is what I learned. Right? People would love it because that's something that coming from your experience. Nobody can copy that. That's your own stuff. So that is something that you have to figure out what you're good at. And then people sell clothes on Facebook Live. Like which clothes do you like? This one? Okay, sold. They do auctions on Facebook Live. damn it, if a tailor can figure out how to do Facebook Live, then you with a degree, you need to get a live, you know.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, some people even say that, hey, I'm not successful at anything yet. If this is your case, just document the journey of you becoming successful. Just document the journey that you're trying, you're testing, you're tasting different things, and eventually people are attracted to these stories. So you can always create content. All right, Udit, what is your 2 cents on this topic? How to come up with topic ideas?
I think first of all, no one is really an influencer in the world, right? This is really a fake term for me. Just because you have got like 2 million followers doesn't mean they're going to buy from you. There was an interesting incident that happened a few months back, which was covered by a lot of big publications, where there was some XYZ lady. She was like 2021. Had close to 2 million followers
Yeah.
on Instagram and sold what, like 34 clothing range. She went ahead and started a whole new clothing range. Went ahead and signed up and failed right away. The reason behind that is, if you're just gonna post crap, you're gonna get those crap in return. So if you're not gonna provide value to people, people are not gonna be attracted towards you. It's as simple as that. So I would rather have 1,000 people in my email list whom I know personally, whom I have provided value, rather than having 1 million people in my email list whom I have never spoken to, right? That would be my approach, because that 1,000 people is more valuable for me because I've built relationship, I've built connection with them, rather than having that many number of people. So if you have even a small list, if you have even small contact list, that's okay. Just provide and focus on value. That's all you have to do. And again, I think Soumya probably asked one question: where do we share? Soumya, the most easiest way today is just create a simple Facebook group, right? It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you any money, and add some of your friends and start providing value to your friends. Again, you don't need to sell them, just provide value and ask them, hey, if you like what I do, and if you see value in what I'm doing, then please invite your friends. Start with that. Share on your Facebook profile, right? The only difference is that if you share on your Facebook profile, the only kind of like problem you could get is you cannot convert that into custom audience ever. That is the only problem. But again, if you don't care about that during the initial 3 to 6 months of your journey, then go ahead and go live on your Facebook profile, because Facebook will send out a notification to all of them, right? Second amazing strategy that you can also implement is something that I think we started and everyone followed, is start watch party.
Yeah, that's
People were
another topic I wanted to cover. That's interesting, yeah.
So people were clueless about watch party. What we started doing was we started spreading the videos that we went live on our pages using watch party, which acted like a personal profile. And now we see everyone doing it exactly the same way, because that is the whole reason of introducing watch party. It is one of the brilliant features that Facebook has created, right? It's just about finding those use cases, and when we shared with people, they were blown away. And it's all about sharing that, because then now they have gotten benefited from it. They have been telling people that, hey, like, we learned from you. That is what matters, right? Just share with people, and if you get value, pass and ask them to pass on that value. So if you have learned how to do Facebook ads or create Facebook Live and do things properly, share it with your friends and family. When you do that, you're passing on this information, and that is the only way you can create value for other people. And when you build a chain of value, that's when everyone will succeed. And when everyone succeeds, you will see that there's always something known as karma. It will get back to you. People will see that, okay, this is where you learn from, and you get their audience. So just focus on providing value. It will take you a few years to really hit out there and build a big company, but that is what it takes. If you provide value, the people that join your journey at any point of stage will follow you, would take your advice, and that is what it takes to be successful. Focus on value. That's it.
Yeah, and believe in the process, because if you're doing something for a few years and you're still not seeing any results, it's quite easy to give up. But you just need to trust and believe that you're doing the right thing, and eventually it will turn out good. As you say, karma is real. Anyway, I want to talk more about watch parties. Samir, do you have any experience starting watch parties while doing live videos on Facebook?
Oh, we actually did videos on Facebook page and my personal profile. So we didn't launch parties on groups yet, but that's something we can try out. So yeah, we will just need to create content for that. But
yeah, I
that's
mean,
a good idea.
It's quite interesting that you can take video and you can share it not only into your own group, but even into other groups. Of course, it will need to be approved. But well, if it's approved, if it's pure value, nothing salesy, there's literally no reason for these page and group admins to disapprove it. So I mean, it's a pretty amazing feature to leverage.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. All right. So we're launching tomorrow. How are things at Social Champ? How's it going?
They're awesome. They're like very crazy. We're just figuring out that should we launch one feature right now or should we wait?
What is it? What is the feature?
It's like a tailor post where you can actually tailor post with respect to each different social network.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing heavy testing, like for 2 weeks, we've been testing because that's the core of our product. So we're just figuring out should we launch or not. I just speak to this developers right now, but I had been waiting for this for so long, like so that people can actually tailor their posts different for Facebook, different for Twitter from a single screen, and they can actually post stuff.
Oh yeah, that's something we actually discussed last time, right? That the content should be native for each platform.
Exactly. So we did it in the product itself, so you can just select multiple platforms. You can see different boxes for each of them.
No, that's brilliant.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So everybody, we are launching tomorrow.
Meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions about Facebook ads or anything in general, please leave a comment below. I think we can easily take like about 5 to 7 questions. Help you guys out because I'm pretty sure I get bombarded with Facebook ad questions all the time. So it's a good opportunity for you guys. I'll be more than happy to like answer them live. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment and we'll answer it right away.
Yeah, so just feel free to ask even on Facebook page, Facebook group, Zoom, whenever you are watching. And I have something I wanted to ask you, Udit. And that's something you actually haven't shared, but I think you can share some good knowledge with Facebook ads and how to use them in unusual ways. And I will say only one keyword, and this keyword is mango.
No, I think I'll probably keep it for some other day.
All right.
It's a whole like crazy case study that I ran. It was a while back, but I think that case study deserves its own webinar.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. That's when I decided that hey, I want to work for this guy.
It's just about experimenting. It's just about trying different things out, and it's okay to fail. You know, it's completely okay to fail. The kind of results that you see me usually with Facebook ads, I've burned a lot of money during the initial time, right? If I would have given up saying that, hey, like it's not working, and I would have jumped to some other platform, I wouldn't be seeing the results today. So I just kept on trying. I just kept on trying different strategies. I just kept on reading some blog posts here and there, some YouTube ads here and there. I kept trying. Some worked, some didn't work. Once I started figuring out what started working for me, I started scaling up from there, and I started doing more experiments. It's like when you're a kid, you learn those A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. Then once you learn that, you start figuring out how to write words. You learn a bit of grammar, and then eventually it comes to a point where you start forming sentences, and then eventually you're writing essays, books. You're able to have a conversation, right? That whole journey takes some time. That's exactly the case with any form of marketing as well. It takes some time. Learn the basics, get your basics right. That's very important. And also it's very important to get a right mentor. So for example, if someone is doing Facebook ads correctly, follow them, follow their advice, ask them questions, always reach out to them. And if they're not responding, just reach out to them again. It's completely okay to reaching out and learning from them as much as possible. it takes those kind of efforts. Just reach out. I think during my initial days, I've reached out to a lot of people. Some responded, some didn't respond. The one that responded, I thanked them, and I'm still in touch with them, right? The ones who didn't responded, well, it's their bad luck, So it's all about like growing and learning from the process, and just reaching out to the right people and just keep asking them questions. Sometimes they can get annoyed, so you have to make sure that you maintain that good distance, but at the same time you reach out to them through right channels like emails. You will likely get a response from them. Don't send them a messenger, or like don't just bombard them on messenger. Trust me, it will not work. Send them a proper email, and trust me, the person will actually take time and respond. I'm talking about the genuine people out there who are really contributing. Some of the very big bloggers, if you actually reach out to them, they respond. So try to learn and experiment. Unless and until you do that, you will not learn. And also, if you lose some money, take that as a part of learning curve, right? Instead of paying for some stupid course, put that money into an actual platform, test it out, see if it works for you. If it doesn't work, there you go. You just pay $200 to learn what doesn't work.
You
Right?
actually stole me my question. The question I wanted to ask you guys: what do you think is better, to take $1,000 and pay for a course, or take $1,000 and spend it in Facebook Ad Manager?
So what I will always do that is I will go ahead. If I have to learn a brand new platform, I will just go ahead and read some basics about it, and I'll just directly put into the platform. It's as simple as that. And I will get to know right away what's working, what's not working. I'll tweak things around. I'll scale them up. I'll try different things to see what's working for me or not. Course, again, you're going to learn the same basic shit, right? So I've always been like against courses unless and until it's something that you're trying to learn, which is development. That's when you really need some guidance. So when you take a good course for a development to learn how to code or how to write something, then you need something very well structured, right? But if it's something with regards to marketing, you just got to like experiment here and there, put the dollars into the platform itself, and you will exactly come to know. If it works, boom, you've hit the jackpot. If it doesn't, that's okay. You learn from that mistake, create another set of ideas, and just scale up from there.
Yes. All right. We have a question which is not Facebook ads related, but I think we can answer it. Samir, I think it's more for you. It's a question from Tim Parker, and he's asking: is there an updated list of all the features of this software? Social Champ.
Yeah, it's on the pricing. It's on the pricing page. So on the pricing page, if you go, you can see all the features. But the new features that we're launching, we'll be adding that over there, but it's not there yet because we didn't launch it. But all the features are on the pricing page. So if you go to the pricing page, you can see everything in the tabular form. Everything is there. And if in case you have any more questions, just hit up on the chat. We really respond within 24 hours and try to fix your issue.
Yeah, and if you want answer immediately, feel free to ask right now in the Facebook comments, and we will answer it. So I have one question about Facebook ads before we will wrap this up. When I was starting doing Facebook ads, I think I wasn't patient enough because I launched some ads. I didn't see results like, I don't know, in 2 days, and I turned it off, and I almost said that Facebook ads don't work. Udit, what do you think that is like the shortest period to actually consider that is this Facebook specific, is Facebook ad working?
Okay, so this is where a lot of people again make mistakes. Facebook ad is not magical. Facebook ads are only a way to reach out to people. That's it. Rest, it depends upon your copies, your funnels, your landing page, how beautiful those landing pages, the value that people are going to get behind a product or a service or anything that in general, your overall branding, whether people can trust you, put some dollars on design. That's very important because when people see good design, they know that the company can be trustable. So Facebook ads is not magical. Facebook ad can only help you connect and build data points. That's all Facebook ad does. And this is one of the biggest common myth and mistake people make is expect Facebook to do the sales for you, right? They're not your sales people. They only bridge the gap between them and create a data point. Rest is all the hard work that goes on your website, your copies, your overall branding, your designs, your logo, your overall value. If you're putting up a video on your page or not, and whether you're showing your face or not, it all depends upon that. So Facebook ads will just take care of showing the content to the relevant people through ads. That's it. So focus on the second part as well. If you focus hard on the first part, it is not going to generate sales for you. Focus on the second aspect as well.
I see. Samir, are you using Facebook ads and Social Champ to drive more leads and sales? Can you share what's working for you the best? Like what approach?
So for us, we tried video ad. We do video ads, and what we do is for us, when you put a deal on it, like a code, like get offer, and we actually write a code over it and saying that, this code is going to expire in 3-4 days. That actually gives us more value. Like more people sign up when we create offered, ads. So there's a video where guy talks about the product, and we actually keep on testing with the audience. So it took us like 8 or 9 experiments where we reached out with the right audience, right persona of the audience. And then we specified some countries because we have the data where we saw that people actually signed up, but they didn't actually convert. They didn't buy the product. They didn't subscribe. So we figured out, these countries have a very low potential of converting into paid subscription, but these countries, even if it's a little bit costlier, but these people convert, and our LTV lifetime value is around $150 to $200 of each customer. So these are the countries that we should target. So we actually kept on optimizing, and right now we figured out there are 2 ads that are doing very good for us. And after running those ads, we actually retarget those people who come to a product, who actually sign up and then they actually purchase. We actually retarget them again, telling them this feature and all that stuff, so they actually come back again. So we're running 2 retargeting ads. One is people who actually they come to the site on the website and they don't sign up. So one retargeting is done for those guys, and other retargeting is done for people who actually sign up but they don't purchase, right? So that second retargeting is done for those guys. So they kind of 3 funnels. We have to extend the funnel, like Udit said. Like we have to show them more blogs and stats that we have been doing. But right now our funnel is like 3 funnels. Like the ad, we show the initial, the landing page, and the sign up.
I see.
Yeah, one of the tips that I will give you guys, especially if you want better conversion, is try to reach to some known people in your industry, and try to give away your product for free to them. And in exchange, just ask them that, hey, if you can just write like a couple of lines for me as a testimonial, only if you like my product or if you like my service, I would absolutely love that, right? And in return, like if I can just put up that testimonial on my landing page with your picture, right? Try doing that. Genuinely reach out to like 5, 6, 7 people and tell them you can have access to my software or something for the rest of your life for free. Just get that, put up that on the website, and then put that testimonial ad on the ad. And when they come on the website, they see the same testimonial. That is going to work absolute magical for you with conversion. So again, Facebook ad is not doing the magic over here. It's your effort that goes beyond that does the magic over here, right? So these data points are extremely important when you have things in place. So create a strategy, use a tool like MarketPlan.io, create your funnels. When you have your funnel in place, then only start your ads. Don't start your ads. It's not going to convert. Focus on your copies. Make sure that you create 4 or 5 different versions of your landing page as well. Change the heading for some of them. Change the picture for some of them. Create 4 or 5 different testimonial. Change copies. Change the value between, and see which one is working. The first 2 weeks has to be experiment. That's all. The more experiment that you do, the more data that you get, the more idea you will get that, okay, this is really working for me. This is not working for me. This is what I have to do. This is something that's not working. And when you start figuring out what is not working, you will automatically figure out what's working.
Exactly.
Interesting. Udit, you mentioned a really good testimonial strategy. Samir, it worked for you. Quite interesting, didn't it? With that.
Yeah, we that's how we started. That's like influencer marketing. Guy Kawasaki, Neil Schaefer, Ian Anderson Gray, Peck Fitzpatrick, all the social media gods and gurus in social media marketing world. And we didn't even give, yeah, we tried to give them software, but not for life, but for a limited 6 months, like 1 year, not more than that. But they just loved the product and they started using the product and they started giving feedback. So that's a good strategy that we do, but that's good influencer strategy. The only issue with that is that it gives traffic for, like, if you're just focusing on that, the problem is that, if you just focus on that, you will get a traffic for, let's say, 1 week or 5-6 days, and the traffic again will go down. The spikes will go down. So you have to really maintain that with organic search and running ads.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned the second part, but actually influencer marketing is not something I hear pretty often in SaaS world. Everybody's talking that content is working for them the best, AdWords and paid advertising, but influencer marketing is quite different approach. So it's definitely worth a shot. All right, so I think it's almost time to wrap it up. Samir, we're launching tomorrow, so will be the feature you mentioned ready or not?
Oh, I have to go and meet the team, but let's see what happens. But we are super excited to launch tomorrow.
Yeah, we too. All right, guys. So today we covered this topic of Facebook Live, how to skyrocket your video views and conversions. There will be replay available, so you can check the replay if you didn't get whole live session. And tomorrow is the big day because we are launching on PitchGround. And tomorrow's webinar will be all about social chain platform. So Samir will cover everything about how it works. He will give you a thorough walkthrough of every feature, hopefully the new one as well. And it's going to be pretty interesting. So if you're considering purchasing Social Champ, you need to be here tomorrow because you can ask questions. We'll be answering them. So be here tomorrow on 17th. We're launching. And then on the day after, we're continuing with the value webinars where you can learn amazing things. So on Wednesday, on September 18th, how to create value-driven content and post consistently to increase sales. Because consistency, as Udit mentioned, is one of the most crucial things when it comes to content marketing or live videos. So this is what we'll discuss on Wednesday. And then the last webinar on Thursday is how to scale social media and hit your first $10,000. This is going to be quite interesting. Udit, how were your first $10,000 on social media?
I don't even remember, to be very honest with you. It was a long time back. But yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I started my career as a logo designer about 13 or 14 years ago. When I was a teenager. So I think I created my Facebook page or something. I think I used to use Orkut back in those days, if I remember correctly. So it was the Orkut days where I created some page and stuff, and I started offering some designing services, and at the same time, I think I used. So then Facebook came in, and there were two things that were going around, which was mafia wars and Farmville back in those days. So
yeah.
So I used to provide some ebooks on how to grow your farm quickly and stuff, and that went pretty good. So I think I did a lot of things back in those days. It was fun, those days. So I think that's how I did during the initial social media.
We need to definitely create a webinar on all the experiments you did in the past, because
I did a lot of experiments. Some failed, some worked, but that all added up. Like if I see myself after 13 years, I see like all of them kind of like added up one by one by one by one. I kept on doing things consistently, and that led to who am I today as a person. So it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of input, and it takes a lot of effort. So if you fail, that's okay, because you're always going to learn from those failures.
All right, guys, thank you so much for all your knowledge. Thanks, Udit, for joining. This was amazing webinar with you after 5 months of me joining PitchGround. This was really good. And for everybody who's still watching, please make sure you will join tomorrow when Samir will give you thorough walkthrough of SocialChamp, and you will have the option to immediately purchase your first license. So guys, everybody, see you tomorrow, and have an awesome rest of the day.
Awesome,
All right,
guys.
guys.
See you.
All right.
Goodbye.